So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, with 9 new faces, all very friendly ones as well, put your hands together for Ted Sharman-Lowe, for Joe Savara, for Tom Nixon, for Harry Clifton, for Billy Shah, Ephraim Yaboa, Brandon Fleming, Patrick Kelly, and Jordan Gibson. I've got to say, I didn't get the memo about the shorts, but I wouldn't wish that on anybody seeing my legs, I can promise you that. Gentlemen, thank you very much indeed for joining us. You are very, very welcome, and thank you very much for your time here tonight. We've got lots to get through. It's supposed to be a little bit of fun, is this tonight, so hopefully you all find it entertaining, but it's just a nice opportunity really to get to know some of the lads who are with us tonight. So I think we're going to start with Brandon, because Brandon's only just come through the door. Brandon, good to see you. A warm welcome to Rovers. Obviously, it's come out of the blue a little bit, but how have you settled in so far with us?
Yeah, it's been really good to be fair. I trained on Thursday, and the lads been really welcoming. So I knew a few lads as well, and obviously the staff. So it's been a little bit easy to settle in comparison to other loans where obviously you don't know anyone. But yeah, it's a really good group of people. So it's made it really easy for me.
It's unfortunate that the loans come about at the expense of a bad injury to James, which I'm sure you would have liked to have come in under different circumstances, but it's obviously down to you now to hit the ground running and establish yourself in the team.
Yeah, I think it's all about competition for places in general, throughout the squad. Obviously healthy competition in every position, so I've got to earn the right to play to start with, and then if I get the shirt, I've got to make it mine to lose. Absolutely, and coming into a group where there is some familiarity as far as in Tom, obviously you'll have had some obviously company with Billy, for want of a better word, at the Hull, so that should make the settling process a little bit easier. Yeah, I spoke to both of them before I came. Obviously I was with Bill for the second half of the season last season, so yeah, it's been good. Excellent.
And have you had to move across to Doncaster, or you stay commuting from Hull? It's not too far, is it?
Yeah, I'll just commute from Hull, about 45-50 minutes, so it's not too far, and I can stay at home.
Excellent, which makes things a lot easier, because we were just talking in the director's room there, as far as a lot of people look at players just on the field, but it's how you're settling off the field. Got a lot of incomings that have come in, they've been staying in hotels, but having your own bed or getting into an apartment, that makes a big difference into the settling process.
Yeah, I think the other loans that I've had have been far away from Hull, so when you go down there on your own, it can be quite difficult at times, lonely, especially when you first go up. So to be able to be at home as well is obviously a bonus. My family there and stuff like that. So yeah.
Where have your other loans been? Just enlighten people where you've been on loan previously.
Was at Shrewsbury last season, and then Oxford the season before. So it's been like 3 hours from Hull. So difficult roads as well, like not just one road to Donny, like it is to Donny. It's been like, I don't know, a lot of roads.
And with the Football League schedule though, as well, you're not getting much chance to get back home and see your folks, are you, or your pals?
Yeah, I think at the minute as well, I'll probably stay down a couple of times a week, just so I'm not doing the drive every day as well. But like I say, it's good to be able to get home, and it's obviously easy for my family to come when we've got home games and come watch, which can be difficult at times when you're so far away with obviously stuff that they've got going on as well.
Gaffer quite flexible with stuff like that. What's it like with days off? So you decent with days off?
Well, obviously I don't know too much about the schedule, but with Wednesdays and Sundays I think is the norm. So yeah, it's good.
I just know from experience, even if it's been a bad result, he's not really one to bring you in on a Sunday and have you running around the pitch for an hour and have you watching replay of the game. It's fairly pragmatic like that, isn't it?
Yeah, I think with all managers, I'm sure if the performance is that bad, you probably might find yourself in on a Sunday, but hopefully we don't have too many of them this season.
No, hopefully not. Finally for me, then we just talked about it with all the lads. Must have played in lots of different grounds. Best atmosphere you played in? Where would you say that?
Probably best atmosphere I played at Bramall Lane a couple of years ago. To Hull. They sing, what's that song they sing before the game?
The Chip Butter song.
When you go out and obviously they start singing that, the Cop End. It's great atmosphere there.
Are you turning to the Blades font of knowledge in Billy then?
No, I think because obviously I played there Hull. It's not too far from Hull, so we took a packed out away end as well. That made it better.
Nice one. And finally for me, a ground that you'd really love to play at?
Probably. Well, okay. I think everyone wants to play there, but the pinnacle for me would be Wembley. Obviously, you have to earn something to actually play there. I think as a kid growing up, especially as a big England fan as well, Wembley would be my dream stadium to play at.
Fantastic. Brandon, thank you very much for the time being. Brandon Clement, everybody. We're going to turn to our newly arrived goalkeeper, Ted, who's sat on the end modelling the very, very nice shirt. Ted, very warm welcome. I had the pleasure of you accompanying your family after the game of the Accrington game. You look to be enjoying your time here.
Yeah, it's definitely a stepping stone for me. Like, it's a good challenge. The boys have helped me settle in well. The staff have been really good with me, and it's not too far away from home either, so it's perfect.
Yeah, it's always a much maligned question, isn't it? Goalkeeper's a lonely position, and you're coming in. Obviously, Ian's got the #1 jersey in a numerical fashion in that sense. But as the manager laid down the gauntlet to you both to say, right, the #1's up for grabs, and it's up to you two to sort it out.
Yeah, definitely. You never really come into a place expecting to play. You've always got to earn it. But I think I've trained well, so has Lawsy as well. But luckily I've got the shirt for now, and it's mine to lose.
Obviously, early days into your loan at the moment, but so you're taking it not as a negative, but you take it as a positive as far as going out there, getting game time, and really looking to push your career on and further your career and enhance yourself and enhance your name as well.
Yeah, definitely. I think EFL minutes and just playing games in general is what you need to obviously have a successful career. So getting out and making sure I'm playing in a good environment and a solid team it's just ideal for me.
Just let us know where you were on loan previously. Was it Burton Albion you were on loan at?
So I was there as a player, like permanent, and then when I moved to Chelsea, I went back on loan. And then
I got that bit right.
Yeah, and then I've had a couple more loans after that.
So obviously it's a full season loan here. There's scores and scores and scores of games. Obviously with Saturday, Tuesday, the Bristol Street Motors competition, the Carabao Cup. Big game at Everton as well, of course. Confirmed a week tomorrow. That game next Tuesday night, and you're not picking the team, but I suppose you're really hoping that you're in the starting berth for that.
Yeah, definitely. I think I want to play in as many games as I can this year, and just because it's a cup game, it's the same attitude. We want to win, so hopefully I get to play there.
Might be a stupid question. You ever played at Stamford Bridge?
Yeah.
Yeah. Many times?
2 or 3 now.
2 or 3 now. So it wasn't that stupid a question, was it? But given the fact there's another 14 goalkeepers to choose from. But looking at stadiums around, what's the best atmosphere you played in EFL-wise? Any spring to mind? Any Bramall Lane stories? I'm sure there are a few.
Not really, to be honest. I didn't really have that good of a loan last year, so I was on the bench a lot. But I'd say Chesterfield, who are now obviously in our league, that was good last year. That's probably the best one.
Could you hear Paul Cook's croaky voice from the other side of the field? Tremendous, fantastic. And probably stadium you most love to play in?
Same as Brian, I'd say Wembley. but any Prem stadium that gets filled out, I guess.
I suppose, as Brandon said there, with the Wembley thing, it's a symbolic thing as far as you've earned the right to play there, be it in a playoff or an FA Cup final or a Carabao Cup or even a Bristol Street Motors would be an achievement, wouldn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Like you're playing for something when you go there. It's not just another league game, and obviously the stature of it as well is just massive.
Fantastic. Ted, thank you very much for the time being. Ted Sharman, hello everybody. Jordan Gibson joins us right on the very end. Jordan, welcome, good to see you. And you announced yourself to the Rovers fans in great style with that goal against Accrington. And I'm sure if it hadn't have gone in, Joe Ironside would have had one or two things to say to you as he was stood there with his arms up in the air waiting for the ball.
Yeah, it was offside anyway.
Oh, good, right. Glad we cleared that up. How are you finding stuff at the moment? Enjoying it?
Yeah, really good. Yeah, delighted to be here. And, got a good group, good management, and enjoyed my time so far.
There's some senior pros here, but you know the general blend is quite a youthful one, isn't it? I'm sure that must help.
Yeah, definitely. I think you know, the likes of like Owen Bailey being vice skipper shows the leadership within the young players as well. So we've got a good squad and everyone's together.
It's a bit of a Geordie group being assembled, isn't there? There's a Geordie group, there's a Sheffield group with Billy and Joe, and obviously George Broadbent, and but you got Kyle Hurst in your corner as well, haven't you?
Yeah, I've got Joseph Barr as well.
Oh, didn't detect that in the accent earlier, mate. Fake Brummy. Okay, right, fair enough. But obviously, adjusting to a new club, it's always something that takes some adjustment to. You feel you've settled in very well?
Yeah, I'd say so. Obviously, played for different clubs and always seem to settle in fairly well. The lads are very good group of lads, and feel comfortable. Yeah.
Yeah, just give us a flavour of the previous clubs that you played for, just in case anybody doesn't know that.
So I was at Rangers for a couple of years. Started my first year pro there, and then went to Bradford from there. Went to Ireland for a year just to get some games. Came back to Carlisle, spent 3 years at Carlisle. Been on loan at Stevenage as well, so yeah, been around.
Who was your manager at Glasgow Rangers at the time?
Had Ian Durant.
Yeah.
So I had Durante and can't remember the other one. Yeah, Bertie, I can't remember his name. Yeah.
Made a lasting impression, obviously. But yeah, I mean, you talk about Glasgow Rangers then, absolute beast of a club, isn't it?
Yeah, massive, yeah. Obviously being from Birmingham was a long way away, 17 when I moved there, so it was difficult. Obviously didn't drive and just away from home in digs for a couple of years, so it was tough, but massive club, and obviously learned a lot. Standards, the facilities are very good, so to take that experience with me in the rest of my career has been good.
Give us a little bit of an insight as far as the rivalry between Celtic and Rangers, because it's much talked about, isn't it? You know, south of the border, but unless you're within that goldfish bowl, nobody really gets a proper handle of what it's like.
Yeah, that's like, unless you, well, obviously I didn't realise how big it was until I went up there and obviously watched a few games in the stadiums. The atmosphere is incredible. The rivalry is something else you don't obviously know unless you experience it. Even in the youth team games, we used to have big crowds, so yeah, it was really good.
Also, Ian Lawler, who played for Dundee up there for a couple of seasons. Standard-wise, how do you place the standard of League Two, League One, you know, compared to what it is probably in the Premiership in Scotland?
Obviously, I didn't play first team football there, so I can't really comment too much. But the physicality is massive over there. So yeah, I'd probably say that's the biggest similarity, really.
And from your point of view, best atmosphere you've played in, because obviously been not around the block, but you've been around a few clubs and obviously played in many different grounds. But what stands out for you? Which is your best atmosphere?
So Wembley, yeah, last season, or the season, well, yeah, season before last, playoff final.
Wow, so you ticked a box that some of these guys are really wanting to.
Yeah, well, that was obviously my dream as well, to play at Wembley, and
wow.
got the chance to do that and win, which is what you want to go there for, was to win. So yeah, really good experience.
Just sum that day up for us as well, is it? Because obviously it's a massive occasion, and you know do you find you're really trying to catch your breath after the first 5 or 10 minutes because of the whole enormity of the occasion, the atmosphere?
Yeah, I didn't start the game, so I came on last 25 minutes, went to extra time, but just the ups and downs of the game went 1-0 down and managed to take it to extra time and went to pens as well. So to have your family and friends at Wembley and obviously win was really good. Obviously, if we lost, I don't know how I would have took it, but to win was.
It's a place to win, isn't it?
Yeah,
and certainly not get beat. But you've certainly ticked a box that many of us watching and could only ever dream of, and that's an absolutely fantastic achievement. And that is brilliant to look back at the end of your career as well as look at it as you proceed through your career. But early days here at Rovers, and the hopes are high this season. Did you get to see much of the games last season?
Watched a few towards the end, playoff games as well. So obviously disappointing end to the season, but the run that Doncaster went on was really good and made me eager to come.
And that's something which really Grant and the rest of the group are really looking to carry forward and encapsulate and take forward into this season. And as we talked about in there, we're not going to win every game this season, unfortunately. We got a little bit spoiled towards the end of last season, and there's going to be ups, there's going to be downs, but we've just got to try and make sure we have more ups and downs.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously created a winning habit towards the end of the last season, and the lads and the staff have took it into this season as well with that willingness to win. So hopefully we can win more games than we lose. Yeah.
Jordan, thank you very much, and let's have some more crackers from you, good self, during the course of the season. Jordan Gibson, everyone. So we say 9 new faces up on stage. There's a gentleman up here who is very familiar to us. We're absolutely delighted that he made the decision to come back to us on a permanent basis. Put your hands together for Tom Nixon, everyone. Tom, your signing was revealed in slightly different circumstances. You were in the background of a shot in a school and everything, but you must be delighted to be back and feel now as if you've got a home to settle into.
Yeah, I was happy to come back. He come, and obviously it was a no-brainer really after last season, especially the end of last season, and how strong we finished, and I knew this club's going to go some places this season.
Was the move long in the offing, or was it just a case of go away in the summer, see what it's like at Hull, and then make a decision further on?
It was. We spoke about it at the back end last season anyway, and it was always spoken about through the season anyway. And when the offer come through, it was kind of no.
Yeah, and why that's doing that better. It knows that you don't like talking very much, so something like that. But obviously, the settling process, obviously very good. But probably the boot on the other foot for you. You've been able to help, the likes of Brandon, come in and settle in, sort of a little bit extra. It's been nice to have a familiar face there.
Yeah, obviously I've known Brandon as well for a while, and when he sent me the message, obviously I only said good things about the club because of the places that's going this season. And obviously coming back into the lads that I was around all last season, that made it an easier decision for me as well, because how good the group is.
And it's not just football rhetoric, but this football club has created a pathway for many players over the years, be it on loan, be it they've come here, done a couple of years and moved on to pastures new. But it's a club which is very welcoming, very easy to settle into because of the good staff that's here, the good people up at Cantley, in and around the stadium as well on the ground, and that must make it a lot easier for players to come in.
Yeah, obviously I knew the gaffer and Cliff before coming here, which made it easier when I first come on loan and then coming back, signing permanently. And then obviously all the lads were so welcome, it was a good group.
Competition's very stiff this season, isn't it, for places? You've got the manager looking over his shoulder on the bench, and there's options galore, isn't there?
Yeah, the squad's big this season, everyone's pushing each other, which is good. It's healthy competition in all areas. So obviously mine's Jamie, so I just got to keep pushing him and he'll keep pushing me.
Yeah, absolutely, and it can only be beneficial for the team and both the player to, keep up in your levels as it stands.
Yeah, it's only going to make the whole group better with the competition, because 1 week if you're not on it, someone else is going to come in and take your spot, and it's just going to keep working like that all season.
Now, got to ask you, obviously Hull used to be a previous club, nice stadium, nothing wrong with that at all, but best atmosphere you played in?
I know it wasn't a greatest day.
I'll use that.
I know it wasn't the greatest result in that, but probably Notts County on Boxing Day, where it was quite, obviously not the greatest result, but the atmosphere I thought was good.
And probably a stadium that you'd really love to play at?
Wembley.
Wembley.
Definitely Wembley.
Is that going to be the blanket answer so I can think of something else? Fantastic. Tom, brilliant to have you back once again. Delighted to have your company tonight. Thank you very much indeed. Tom Nixon, everyone. I'm going to pull this young man out of his misery because he's just joined us not so long back, and we're delighted to have him. Made a really, really good appearance against Salford in the Carabao Cup as well. Put your hands together for PK, Patrick Kelly. Patrick, welcome. Stunning performance against Salford. Watched that game. Was it a bit of a knock towards the end, or are you okay now?
I think it was just a bit of cramp in both
Oh, was it?
because first game of the season, so
Yeah, one of the best of conditions to play in, but
yeah.
it was good performance from your good self. But settled in okay, yeah, all good.
Yeah, I settled in all good. Only joined obviously like a week and a half ago, but now the lads have all been class, Grant as well, all the staff helped me settle in, and all the boys as I've said. So everyone's been really welcome.
And on the home front, out of a hotel now into your own digs, which must help as well.
Yeah, obviously the first week was hard living in the hotel, because obviously I had to bring a lot of stuff up from London, so I just had like 5 suitcases in the hotel room, but we're settled in now, so yeah.
Fantastic. So obviously West Ham's your parent club. So who's your loan manager at West Ham, and who's keeping an eye on your progress?
Mark Noble and Carton Cole.
There's some pedigree there, isn't there?
Yeah.
Are they going to come up and watch a game?
Yeah, Carton Cole was actually at the Salford game last Tuesday night.
Oh, fantastic. Does he fancy it here as well at the...
Yeah, he does, yeah.
He's played here before, actually.
Yeah.
Played here for West Ham many years ago.
Yeah.
Somebody asked for his shirt, yeah.
His son plays for Hull, I think, so he said he'd be up a lot to watch some of the games, because his son's close.
So is he loan manager, or is he one of the coaches on the... I think is he a bit of both?
He's the loan manager.
He is the loan manager, is he, yeah?
Yeah.
Fantastic. So the idea is go out and get some football, some grown-ups football, which is a hell of a lot different, isn't it, to the to what you used to. You're finding you're getting kicked a lot and shouted at a lot and things
it's
like
a lot
that.
more physical than when first year joined West Ham, played in under 18s Premier League, and then last year under 21s. And the only kind of men's games we had was at Bristol Straight Motors, which were good to play against like men's teams, but he also is my first loan, so just come here and try to play as many games as possible.
And again, I turn it back onto the human element as well, as far as leaving London, because obviously you're originally from Ireland, you've come across, you've moved down to London, which is always a big step for anybody, and then coming up north. Have you got a good family support network? Is people coming across to see you?
Yeah, I actually have a bit of family in Leeds, which isn't far from here.
Oh,
so,
great.
Yeah, my mum has 2 sisters in Leeds, but mum and dad haven't been over yet, but I'm sure they're coming over for the Everton game, because my dad's a big Everton fan.
Goodness me.
He wants to go to Goodison one last time, so they're coming over for the Everton game. So.
And obviously a couple of lovely Irish voices within the management team must make you feel a little bit more at home as well. It's certainly a market that the manager has tapped into quite a little bit, hasn't he?
Yeah, obviously knew Grant before he came here, so whenever he wanted to sign me, obviously played a big part in it. Spoke to him and obviously just know good stuff about him, so he said a lot of positive things about the club, and obviously know Cliff as well, so I think them two played a big factor in choosing Doncaster for the loan.
Fantastic, and delighted that we've got you with you, and you're going to add that, that strength and steel and creativity in, the midfield area, where again there is a lot of competition for places, the likes of Zane Westbrook that you're up against, and Ben Close, edging back from injury as well. So competition is hot, isn't it?
Yeah, and you coming here, obviously, as Taddy said, you're not guaranteed to play anywhere you go, so they have to earn it. So just trying to do my best and training every day, and obviously when the chance comes to take it and stay in the team.
Because once upon a time, without speaking out of turn, within certain loan arrangements, a lot of teams would insist, got to play. Is it just a case of you fighting for your shirt?
Yeah, just fighting for my shirt every day and training and stuff, and as I said, whenever the chance comes in a match, just to take it and stay in the team. Fantastic.
Well, we're delighted to have you here, but before you go, best atmosphere you played in, which I know is a little bit of a tricky question, but so far?
I would say our Irish Cup final I played in just before we moved away to West Ham, or the FA Youth Cup final at the Emirates. It's good as well.
Wow, beautiful, lovely, fantastic. And where would you where's the pinnacle? Where would you like to play it? Is it Wembley again?
Nah.
All right. Lansdowne, Croke Park.
Probably Celtic Park or
Celtic Park.
somewhere broad like Newcombe or something.
All right. Okay. Fascinating. Well, this is different answer than Wembley, isn't it? So fantastic. Patrick, thank you for the moment. Big round of applause for Patrick Kelly, everyone. He's biding his time, but we're going to come to him now. Put your hands together for Joe Sabara. Joe, thanks for being with us tonight. Delighted to have you on board. How do you assess your early Rovers career so far? A couple of games in, you enjoying it?
Yeah, loving it. Like a lot of the lads have said, the boys that were here last year have really welcomed us all in. Makes it a bit easier to start doing your stuff in training because you feel a bit more comfortable. But like you say, everybody around the place, the staff, the people behind the scenes have just made it so easy to settle in. So it's been good, yeah.
It's a very level group as far as, you know, there's not really any egos about the place. Everyone's, you know, come from different, you know, sorts of areas of football, haven't they? And, you know, that must bode well for settling in as we have done.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's down to a lot of the characters that are already in there. I don't think they'd let it get to that point where if somebody had an ego, I think they'd sort of be not back down to a reality to speak. But no, it's been really good. I've really enjoyed it, and hopefully it carries on like that.
Early throws of the season, but as I've just mentioned to Patrick there, and you know, the competition, you know, for places, you know, in and around your department, it's that will translate into training as well, won't it? I suppose everyone's going to be bang at it.
Yeah, definitely. I think Nico said it earlier. If you're not on it, somebody else will be, and they'll take your spot. So I think it's about grabbing your opportunities when they come, and yeah, just being ready for whenever the gaffer wants you to play.
Solihull Moors was your previous club. Was it a big wrench leaving there?
Yeah, it was. I think it was in the pipeline for a couple of years. Certain things didn't happen, and certain things happened where it was sort of out of my control. But I think everything happens for a reason. When I got the call from Donny, I was like over the moon about it. So it just felt like the right time to move on.
Football's such a balmy game, isn't it? But it's also it's a case of timing and opportunity, and you know, sometimes the timing isn't right, but sometimes it feels right, and then you just feel it's time to move on. Then. Yeah,
definitely. I think a lot of the lads have spoke about Wembley. I played there twice last year in 6 days and lost both. Lost both on penalties, so I'm in no rush to go back there anytime soon. To be honest.
Yeah, it's amazing what such a fantastic place can leave such an indelibly bad memory if you're on the wrong side of the result.
Yeah, exactly. I think you go into bed the night before, like just trying to dream of lifting the trophy, and then you lose twice, and it's just like, oh, this is awful. Yeah. So
yeah, and Penn's even worse, isn't it?
Well, yeah, twice, but yeah, it's just rubbish. But yeah, we're moved on now, so I'm not holding on to it.
Now, facilities here are absolutely fantastic. I mean, I always say this in our stadium tours, you know, we should not be a League Two club, but, you know, we are, and, you know, Billy will remember the days of the Championship and, you know, the massive teams that we've had here, and, you know, let's face facts, the massive players that we've had, you know, playing for our team as well, and, you know, this group of supporters really do want success. They're absolutely desperate for success, and that came the last 2 or 3 months of the season, and we were just starting to see the seats fill up, and it was a good attendance and a good atmosphere for the Accrington game.
Yeah, really good. I said it to the lads on the bench. I turned to the right and behind the goal. I was like, Jesus Christ, like this is a bit like loud sort of thing compared to what I've been used to the last few years. But no, it's what you want to play in front of. Like you ask any of the lads, you'd love to play in front of really loud fans, and a lot of fans. And to be fair to them, against Accrington, they're really loud. So give us the buzz to go and get the 3 points. We just need to, like you say, just carry on doing that, and then hopefully there'll be more and more people coming.
Now, hand on heart, do you find you hear much of what's being shouted from the sideline?
Sometimes, yeah, you actually do, but then there's sometimes where you can't even hear somebody who's playing next to you, like, so it's just depending on the game. But yeah, you hear the odd abuse getting shouted and stuff like that, so but you don't mind it.
You'll certainly hear Cliff or Kyle, won't you? Making sure you've got your man at a set play.
Yeah.
I certainly do, with obviously having the pleasure of standing next to them. It's yeah, but obviously it's a way you tackle an atmosphere. You create you make pressure work for yourself, don't you?
Yeah, definitely. Pressure's a privilege sort of thing. So if there's a lot of people expecting you to do well or wanting you to do well, I think that's only a good thing, and you've got to use that in the right way and use it positively. I think if we carry on doing that and using it in a good way, then it'll only translate to results.
Now, grounds, obviously you've done the Wembley thing, yeah, been there, done that, seen it, and all the rest of it. Everton next Tuesday night, you must be like the rest of the boys on this stage now, absolutely desperate to be a part of that. It's a very, very historical season for Everton, isn't it, as far as it's their last season in that grand old stadium before they move on to the new one, and it's a great night to look forward to, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it's the ones that you're always hoping for a big team in the cup competitions, because it don't come around often, so you're just hopeful that you get drawn to them, and we luckily we did, so hopefully it'll be a good day for the players and the fans as well, a great day out for them.
Getting hounded for tickets already?
Yeah, I don't know what the crack is with them though, but
no.
I'll probably be letting a few people down, but
well, hopefully Gracie won't let me down anyway, but I've been into his ribs already. But obviously Goodison, apart from that, any other ground that you'd love to go and play at?
It's a weird one, being a West Brom fan, I like to play at West Brom's ground.
Oh, you're Buddy's fan?
Yeah, unfortunately, but yeah, or Dortmund abroad, like PK said in abroad one, so I don't know how that'd work, whether I'll ever get there, but it'd be nice to play.
I suppose you've heard the start of West Brom, haven't you? It's the highest ground above sea level in this country, it's West Brom.
I didn't, to be fair.
Did you not know that?
Well, I knew there was a stat,
Yeah.
but I didn't know what it was.
It is, yeah, it's the highest ground above sea. Yeah. I need to get out more, I know that, but there we go. But I just thought I'd drop that in because you're a West Brom fan. Joe Samara, everybody, big round of applause. We've got another newcomer with us, ladies and gentlemen, on loan from Bristol City. Put your hands together for Ephraim Yeboah. Did I get your name right there?
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant. Yeah, I was dreading saying that. I just wanted to get it out of the way. Welcome. Enjoying your football so far since you come?
Yeah, it's been really good. I think all the boys have welcomed me really well. I knew coming in would be a tough place to come in terms of playing time and having to earn my place really. I think that's one thing I'm really just pushing for right now. Just making sure I just get a start and a good run of games really. So just going 100% every day in training.
Yeah, I mean obviously being at Bristol, it's a big championship club, massive potential there. They're always, looking to try and get in the playoffs. It's a gift really for yourself to get out and play some football and then try and force your way into the reckoning there.
Yeah, I had a bit of experience with it at the start of last season, for the first half of last season. But obviously, change of management, things just happened. I had another loan in the National League South, but I think that was probably my first taste of men's football outside the Championship and stuff. But yeah, I think coming in, it was just really develop me, just playing a full season. You've got players like Bill, Joe inside that I can learn off. So you've got loads of experience there. I think I'll just come out a different player at the end of the season.
How are you finding the differences in standard time on the ball, getting kicked a lot, things like that?
I've definitely been getting kicked a lot. I don't know if you've seen on the Salford game, I was
yeah, well, they kicked anything that moved anyway, so you're not on your own there.
I think, it's very physical, which is something that I didn't really, I knew it'd be physical, but I didn't think it'd be this physical, which was a bit of a surprise, but I think the quality is really high, the standard's really good, and I think we have got potential to, win the league and push for playoffs.
Massive potential, because I think, off the back of what happened last season, obviously hopes were high at the very, very start of the season, and one thing and another, it didn't click until probably late January, and then we arrived like an absolute steam train, and then there was the disappointment, but there's no sign of a hangover or anything from last season. We've really come into this season, good pre-season, and really started very well.
Yeah, I think we had a good start, to be fair, but obviously we had the upset on Saturday. But I think just as long as we keep the form going from last season to this season, and just make sure we get good points, just good wins, home and away, just get a good run of games.
And
I think we'll be all right.
adapting to being away from home, and because Bristol's a bit of a hike, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a pretty long journey. I think moving up was pretty tough. It's my first time properly away from home and stuff. Yeah, it has been a bit hectic. Before I moved up, it was pretty hectic. With my parents and stuff, because I know they worry and stuff.
All parents do.
Yeah. But yeah, I think it's a good experience just moving away from home at a pretty young age. I think it's time to mature and stuff. I learned a lot from it.
Very much so. I'm mesmerised by your trainers. They're absolute rascals. Then look at them. Look at them Bobby Dazzlers. Beautiful. Do you get much stick for wearing them trainers? Or?
Yeah, I do off 10.
Ted's wearing some Nikes that you'd see some American student wearing 30 years ago. It's something like that.
And these are
Come on,
my go-to.
Dying to have about that. Absolutely desperate to have a go about that. It's all right. Plain unbranded comfort. There we go. Fantastic. Sorry. Yeah.
What was your question, sir?
I could just hear you talking while you were just giving me dogs here. That's all.
No, I just said these are my go-to ones, and Ted just gives me stick for it.
Yeah, that's totally out of order. Totally out of order. Fight your corner. Fight your corner. Well, listen, I'm delighted you've settled in well. We're delighted to have you here, and hopefully some really good performances forthcoming. Well done. Good luck. And we have with us, all the way from Grimsby, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Harry Clifton. Welcome, Harry. Has it caused much angst in Grimsby, you coming over here? Because sum up the rivalry between Doncaster and Grimsby. Is there much of one there?
I'd say no, especially now I've moved. I'd say there's no rivalry, but no, obviously there was a little bit. But everyone in Grimsby, it seemed to be received quite well in general. I was a bit nervous at the start moving on, but I think everyone sort of seen what I did at Grimsby, and yeah, so they just give me their best wishes for me moving on. I was there eight seasons as professional, come through the academy as well. So I think it was just sort of time to have that sort of fresh start, and yeah, Doncaster seemed like the perfect fit really.
Pretty much in an ideal world, when you leave somewhere, whether it's how can I word this? A regular job or whatever profession that you're in, you want to leave on the best terms. You want to leave a legacy where the people who have been the recipients of that are thankful for what you've done, thankful for your efforts, and there's no hard feelings until you go back and then you get absolute dog's abuse. But that's the way football works, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. I'm expecting that when I go back, but that's just football in general. So yeah, that shouldn't be an issue, and hopefully we get a win there as well.
I'm sure it was the first two fixtures you looked at when the fixtures came out, was it?
Yeah, it was. I think it's 6th of October, I think.
Yeah. Not that he's really hung up on that. What was it?
5th. Sorry.
5th.
Sorry, cover those.
Thank you very much for that. Thank you. But settling in wise and everything, obviously, no house move, I presume now?
No, I just commute from Grimsby. Just learned to love the M180 really, to be honest.
Long road, yeah. Better than the A1, I can promise you that.
Yeah, it's a bit more quieter. I enjoy it when it turns into the M1 from the A1, but yeah, I'll stay over in the hotel now and again when I feel like I need to. But yeah, it's not a bad commute, to be fair. So yeah, that helps. I don't have to move like my family and go through all that in the summer. It was pretty straightforward.
And that obviously helps you settle in that bit quicker and without putting too fine a point. How old are you? 20?
26.
26. So yeah, you are a little bit more older than, like the likes of Patrick and Ephraim, settling in and so I mean obviously, but it's a different dressing room, isn't it? It's a different environment, it's a different training ground, it's a different home stadium.
Yeah, exactly. I was at Grimsby all my career, so I didn't really know anything different to that. So yeah, it's a new experience for me, definitely. But one that's been great. The lads are great, the management, and I think it's good to get them sort of experiences to grow as a person as well and a player. So that's the plan, and to come into a sort of a successful team, and yeah, it's sort of like exciting, and you want to obviously get your head down and try and add to sort of the team and contribute in that way.
There doesn't always have to be anything wrong with the environment that you're in, but sometimes a change really does give you a new impetus and a new lease of life, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think that's what it was. Where I went through a lot at Grimsby, a lot of ups, lots of downs, bit of chaos at times, and so yeah.
Well, chaos in football, you're joking, aren't you?
Yeah, so I just felt like a change was good for me, a new scenery, on the sort of like new management, and yeah, so that was the thinking, and spoke to the gaffer towards the back end of last season, told me the plans for this season as well, and yeah, it just sort of excited me, and I wanted to be part of that, and I thought it was right to move on.
And as I've touched upon already, everyone's fighting for a shirt, everyone's not getting any divine right to one, so you know that's really going to lift your standards and up your game as well.
Yeah, exactly. I think you just look at the squad, the players that we've got. Yeah, it's bigger than it was at Grimsby in terms of that competition. There's the strength in depth as well. Yeah, there's 2 or 3 players that could play in each position. Like you've seen on Tuesday night, we changed the whole outfield 10 to a really strong team as well. So yeah, we know there's massive competition, but that's the key to a successful team and a successful season. I think over the course of the season, everyone will get their chance and everyone will be sort of ready to take it and contribute, and hopefully that leads us being up there at the end of the season.
Okay, question for you. So, best atmosphere you played in, would you say, can you recollect?
I'd say the biggest one was Stamford Bridge. We got Chelsea in the League Cup, but it didn't really go down that well, but I'd say that was the loudest, but yeah, I'd have to say that one.
And where would you aspire to play in the future, as far as a destination ground?
Well, I'm actually a Liverpool fan, so Anfield would be, yeah, it's a dream sort of place to go and play. So we'll see if it ever happens in the cup competition or we manage to beat Everton. Hopefully, yeah, we'll get Liverpool.
Fantastic. Harry Clifton, ladies and gentlemen. Have we missed anyone out? No, we haven't. Ladies and gentlemen, Billy Sharp. So, we had you as a guest for the Stockport game, didn't we, Billy? We did?
Yeah.
Yeah. We'd had better days, haven't we, then?
Yeah, it wasn't a great day. Food was nice. Performance wasn't great. And the weather weren't too great either. But I think after that, I think that's when the boys went on the run. And when they got in the playoffs, I thought there was only one thing what was going to happen, and that's the beauty of football. You know, you can be in a bad place for a few weeks and then get on a run, and you feel invincible as a group. And hopefully on Saturday that result was just a little bump in the road, and we can get back on the horse and get the next win, and you know, put a run together that puts us up there and gives us belief to go on and get promoted, because there's no reason, like everyone said today, the group is really good, strong for places, and there's no shying away from it. The manager said it, we want to win the league, so that's obviously one of the reasons why I came back to Doncaster as well.
Pre-season's always really, really important, and especially when you're bedding in, you know, 8 new faces. How important could that Portugal trip have been, as far as everybody getting in there, getting a really good pre-season under the belt, and bonding as humans as well?
Yeah, apart from having to get the coach all the way to Stansted.
Joking, really?
I thought the trip was really good, yeah. I gave the new lads a chance to get to know, you know, the lads who were already here. And the training was really tough, obviously. The weather was really nice. yeah, I thought the gaffer was really pleased with that week, and obviously picked up a couple of injuries, but they're back now, and we had a full fit squad, I think, for the first game of the season, so that's going to be important as well. I think that's why the manager has got that, because I think he said last season when we had 4 or 5 injuries, you know, we wasn't quite as strong, so I'm lucky enough to have got promotions in my career, and first and foremost it's about having a good dressing room, and I've been welcomed really nicely as well by the boys, and it's a good group. It's a mixture of old and young. Unfortunately, I'm the old one.
No, senior professionals, Bill.
Yeah,
senior
to be honest,
professionals.
it's another reason why I came back. I tried to find a player in a team who was older than me, so Woody helped me with that. So I wasn't the oldest.
Third spell now at this club. Obviously, you've seen the good and the bad here as far as dressing rooms are concerned, shall we say. But you know, this is a really, really nice blend. It's a really, really good set of lads, and I've been watching your body language around them, the bits and pieces that Dave's done on, you know, in Portugal and things like that. And you look really, really happy amongst everyone.
Yeah, and I've already said in interviews that it was, you know, it was the perfect fit for me at this stage of my career. I want to carry on playing for as long as I can. I feel as though I'm as fit. Well, I'm fitter now than I was when last time you guys saw me. Obviously, I was going through a few personal issues, but I wasn't as fit as I should have been. I try and, you know, stay in good condition now, stay with the young boys every day in training, and training's, you know, it's a lot harder these days than it was 14 years ago when I was here. The demands are a lot tougher, and I think the game's moved on. Like Ev says, it's very physical, so you've got to keep ahead of the game and make sure that you're ready on a Saturday.
You scored obviously pre-season, got the penalty, it was Middlesbrough game, wasn't it? But then the goal against Accrington, very, very special indeed. Brought a tear to my eye as well, because that end, and obviously that exact spot where Utters grabbed that really nice picture of you that time.
Yeah, obviously I should have scored 10 minutes before that. Disappointed with that one. But as a striker, it's always nice to get that next opportunity. And luckily for me, H shanked it off his shin, and I was in the right place at the right time to divert it towards goal. And like you say, it was a shame there was no fans in that end. Because obviously when I scored the goal that night you're talking about, it was a big following from Middlesbrough. And no, so any goal's a good goal, and it was nice to get off the mark, because I've had that milestone hanging over my head while I was at Hull, and that was one disappointment of, you know, being at that club and not getting a goal. But worked out well in the end, because I got it for Donny, and hopefully I can get many more this season.
What? Just clarify that stat. Was it the first EFL season that you'd not managed to score a goal?
First time in 21 years, yeah. I've not scored in English football.
I think we can lay off for that.
Obviously I was away for 6 months of that, so. But that was my 250th league English goal, so it was a milestone that I wanted to get over.
Which I wish I'd known about, because obviously we could have made more of a big deal, but we're telling you now, and obviously everybody knows about it. But even now, you know, that's so important to you, isn't it? Getting off the mark and hitting the ground running, and I'm more or less saying to Grant as well, I'm here and this is what you brought me in for, and pushing Joe.
Yeah, I think that's why you want to bring me in, because I'm still hungry to score goals. It's the job of a centre forward to score goals. Obviously you've got other responsibilities as well, but you know, I'm just going to keep myself as fit as I can and be ready for when he needs me, and gave me a bit of an uphill task on Saturday to do, but now hopefully, you know, the results stay positive, and it's good that we're back at home at the weekend to put things right from last weekend. And like I say, that's the beauty of football. There's always disappointments, but there's always the next game where you can put it right.
Is the club much different to when you were here last as a player?
The training pitch is a lot better. The changing room's had a little spruce up. Still familiar faces like Mud. You probably can't see me, but yeah. No, there's obviously people around You know, Sam in the kitchen, still here. Cops, obviously, still here. Self, Doncaster means a lot to me. You all know what you know, the support they gave me when, you know, all them years ago. So it was another reason why I wanted to come back, and I'll always remember the time where I was linked to go away, and I didn't play one night, which obviously was for the personal reason. But I had one Donny fan wind the window down and say, well, I can't say what it says, his kids are on. And obviously it wasn't that, but no, I've had a connection with the fans. We used to get 15,000, I was telling the lads in the stadium when we was in the championship, and yeah, we gave it a right good go and just missed out on the playoffs on the season when we had a good one. So hopefully this season we can get promotion and start getting back up the leagues, because like I said, should have been League 2, definitely shouldn't.
No, and it'd be great to, you know, to get more of them seats filled, wouldn't it, and generate that atmosphere and make it a little bit more unwelcoming for opposition teams to come, because they'll come here and go, oh, fancy this today, beautiful pitch, nice ground, nice changing rooms, everything.
Yeah, obviously the stadium is really nice, and we went to Newport at the weekend, and it's wide open, isn't much of an atmosphere, and hopefully we can go get them wins and get the attendance over 10,000, and hopefully then, you know, we're trying to get over the line and it's nearly full, so it'll be good. It'll be great to see, and it'll be good for the lads as well, because Chesterfield away is not a good atmosphere. It's better here when it's full, definitely.
Lads, you have been warned. I hope you know when Chesterfield is in the old fixture list, especially with Paul Cook ranting and raving on the sideline. But first and foremost, I'm delighted you're back. The whole room and the further support of Doncaster Rovers are delighted you're back as well, because not just for sentimental reasons, but you score goals and you've got lots and lots and lots to offer. You know, not just scoring goals, but around the changing room, your character, your personality, and the experience as well that you can pass on to everybody that's on the stage beside you.
Yeah, and like F says, if he's ever wanting anything, advice, anything, I'm here for them. And I think, you know, I've been in a position where I've been one of the younger ones, and I've looked up to the senior pros, and you know, I think Woody's the same as well. He's very open, he's a great skipper, and the lads know that he's there for them as well, and that's what it's about. Having each other's backs when things aren't quite going right, and enjoying the good times when they are going right.
Are you finding changing rooms there's more of an openness now with players, if they are not feeling 100% or they want to get something off their chest, they are more willing to talk, you know, and probably go to a, you know, leadership group as far as that goes?
Maybe. No, what I mean is you know, we won't all be playing on a Saturday, and it's about keeping the group on the same page. And yeah, if people have got issues, then you know, you can lean on your teammates. I've been there when I've had to do it as well. So for the likes of, you know, Patrick and F, who were early stages of their career, I think it's brilliant they've come out on. They both could have sat where they were at very good clubs, but it wouldn't have been any good for their development. And I remember when I was 17, I went to Russian and Diamonds and didn't have a clue who they were, and my dad forced me, he said, "You going?" And here I am today, still playing. So yeah, it'll be great for not just them two, for everyone. And it's good that, you know, like of H, he's come from a team where he probably was really comfortable and probably got picked every single week, but he wants to further develop in his career, and he obviously thought Doncaster was a team that was going to get promoted, and hopefully that's what we can do.
Is that another element, though, what I'm getting at, is that another element of where football has moved on, where, you know, players aren't going to, you know, come to you for advice or, you know, reach out just in case, you know, there is something on, they want to get off the chest, and would have probably years ago shied away from that and bottled it up, and then you're looking at him on a Saturday afternoon saying, what's up with him then, why aren't you playing?
Yeah, I think the game's changed and change rooms have changed, definitely. Some of the things that went on in change rooms back in the day couldn't happen now. But yeah, there's a lot of good young talent out there, and it's good that they're not. I've seen it where people have been a lot better than me, but they've not taken that opportunity or even, you know, tried that opportunity. So for, you know, all the lads that sat here and who have joined here, it's an opportunity for us all, whether you're 38 like myself or how old are you, F? 18 like F. So yeah, I can learn things from F as well. Definitely won't be on the pool table, will it, Ted?
I was a bit mustard. Oh.
Yeah, it's not very good.
No.
And he's so slow around the table, which is surprising.
Yeah. Apart from that, he's a good lad. Fantastic. Listen, I know I've asked everybody the same question as far as stadiums and things like that. You've been not lucky because you've earned the right. You've earned the right to play at the very, very highest level, and that's why, again, amongst other things, why we're so delighted to have a player of your pedigree and personality with us. But best atmosphere you played in?
Anfield, definitely. Before the game was unbelievable. You know, when they sing "You Never Walk Alone," that was probably the best atmosphere I've been in. I've had a nightmare as well at Wembley, like Saab's has twice. Thought it was going to be a dream playing there, and got beat 3-0 by Man City and didn't touch the ball. So it was more of a nightmare than a dream.
Oh, it was a FA Cup semi-final, wasn't it? Yeah. But any other grounds?
St James's Park, Newcastle, loved playing there. That was good.
Accrington, Morecambe.
First time at Newport, yeah. Hopefully that's the last.
Brilliant. I can't believe it. My two children have both been to the new camp at Barcelona. I've yet to even get anywhere near it, but any ground that you'd love to play, one of them?
Yeah, I'd love to play there, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's never going to happen now, but I've been there, fortunately, to watch again. Yeah. Bernabeu or the new Camp Nou, whatever you call it, it'd be unbelievable. Like I say, I've been very fortunate to play at some unbelievable stadiums, and Goodison Park actually isn't one, so I'm really looking forward to that. The 2 times Sheffield United went there in the Premier League, I was suspended for the first one and injured for the second one, so hopefully get some minutes on the pitch.
Yeah, and hopefully get a result and get through to the next round. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Billy Sharp. Okay, thank you very much to all the guys for sharing a little bit of an insight. I hope you found that enjoyable.